Hey everybody, back for another retro review, and this time this is my review of the PlayStation 2 era 6th generation narration and webcam review of Mortal Kombat. That's Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, Mortal Kombat Deception, and Mortal Kombat Armageddon. This will be a short review. This will be a short review. I'll do a full length I'll do an in-depth individual webcam and narration review of the three Mortal Kombat games separately, and sometime in the future, whenever I feel like it or have the energy, or if I can get my camera the right way, I'll of course do a video review with me actually playing some of these games. Me actually playing some of these games, or at least showing gameplay footage. But for right now, narration and webcam reviews. I just don't have the energy to do a video review yet. So webcam review right now. Um Before I get to the webcam portion of this review, I want to say I am a huge fan of. I think the PlayStation 2 era, the sixth generation PlayStation 2 era, for me it's PlayStation 2 because that's what I'm going to be reviewing, and that's the console I own these games on. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. I own these on the PlayStation 2. Before I get to the webcam portion, in my opinion, Mortal Kombat's 4 all the way through 8. That's Mortal Kombat 4, Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, and Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, in my opinion, are the best Mortal Kombat games around. Awesome storylines, large and colorful cast of characters, awesome 3D graphics, awesome voice acting, lots of unlockable content, and realistic, in-depth gameplay, in-depth gameplay. Like I said, Mortal Kombat 4 through 8, in my opinion, were some of the are in my opinion some of the best Mortal Kombat games around, and I'm going to be talking more about each of these games in the webcam portion coming next. All right. Get ready. Hey everybody. All right, this is the webcam portion of my quick review of the PlayStation 2 era Mortal Kombat games. Here are the three games. This one right here, this is Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Yeah, I know I hate the GameStop cases. I wish GameStop would sell me these games in their original cases. That's This right here is Mortal Kombat Deception, and this right here is Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Like I said, this will be just a quick overview of all three of these games. I'm gonna do all three of these games separately in another video. Let's start off with Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which is the first in the sixth generation era Mortal Kombat games. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, man, I love this game. Love this game. I love this video game. I love the new in-depth I love the new fighting engine. I love the game. I love the new fighting engine. I love the 3D arena style the 3D arena style gameplay, the small but colorful cast of characters, and the badass new story centering around Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, the titled characters, the Deadly Alliance. Um, the only things I do not like about this game are um while I like the storyline in this game, I hate the conquest mode in this game. The conquest mode is some lame hero's journey. It's some lame hero's journey where you go around learning the combo, where you go around performing combos and other tasks for money. I think that is lame. I wish they would have given me an action adventure mode. that connected each character's story to one giant story like they did in the Mortal Kombat games that came after this, instead of giving me some lame heroes journey. And I wish they would have also did this, because they would have made the storyline in this video game much more clear. While I understand the storyline, what is confusing is since this game focuses more on gameplay, who fought who. It gives you just one cutscene which shows Shang Tsung and Quan Chi teaming up, forming an alliance, and taking out Shao Kahn, then taking out Liu Kang, and now it's up to Raiden and his chosen warriors, Kung Lao, Kenshi, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Li Mei, Sonya, and Johnny Cage to stop this deadly alliance. Apart from Sub-Zero and Scorpion, who I've already beat the game with, it's not clear who fought who. Only thing that is known is that Scorpion, I remember him chasing Quan Chi, but he got jumped by Draman and Moloch and knocked in some canister of souls, and I think was rescued by the Elder Gods, which I think took him to the Elder Gods, and here the Elder Gods decided to make him their champion. And Sub-Zero, I remember him being forced to freeze Frost, who turned on him, being forced to deep freeze Frost, who turned on him. And then of course everyone else except Raiden, and I guess Ken Chi fell before the Deadly Alliance, because their slaves in the next video games failed to stop the Deadly Alliance. But it's not clear who fought who. That's the only thing I know about the story mode, the storyline for this video game. But this video game is awesome. One of the things I loved about this video game was that one of the things I loved about Mortal Kombat in general, up until Mortal Kombat 9, was that the people at Midway, or now NetherRealm Studios, they always said, this is good. Whenever they made a Mortal Kombat game, this is good, but how can we make this better? And here they did. They got rid of the old arcade style, the side-to-side gameplay, and replaced it with full-length 3D arena-style combat where you circle. Ed Boon said in numerous interviews of his competitors, when it comes to the fighting games, his favorite was Tekken. And here he has a gameplay system similar to Tekken, Virtua Fighter, and Soul Calibur. And I think this video game is better than all three of them. They took what made those three games good. In my opinion, they took what made those three games good and made something even better, in my opinion. And I love the new combat system. In the old combat system, one of the things I didn't like was that in the old combat system, everyone fought the same. The only thing that was different were their power level, their signature maneuvers, their fatalities, and finally in Mortal Kombat 3, the combos. But everything else about them was the same. You really weren't playing as a different character. Here you were playing as every character is unique with their own unique set of moves, combos, and signature maneuver. Not only do they have different signature maneuvers and fatalities, but they have different fighting styles. And they added three. You have three fighting styles: two hand-to-hand combat styles, and a weapon style. Well, that's it for Mortal Kombat. Oh yeah, the only other thing I don't like about this game is I can understand is that the unlockable characters, they're not available from the start. Characters like Raiden, the other characters like Raiden, Jax, they're not available from the start. And I hate the lengths you have to go through and unlock them. You have to sign up for a profile. You have to create a profile in this game with your memory card. Then you have to go in this lame conquest mode and earn money, or fight in normal mode, like fight in normal mode and succeed at the yeah, they brought back the mini games to test your mights and test your sights from the original Mortal Kombat game, the first Mortal Kombat game. You have to earn money and buy the characters in some crypt mode. I would have rather unlocked them in some cinematic story mode instead of some lame crypt mode. In the crypt mode, the unlockables, first off, you don't know what you're going to unlock. You don't know what you're going to unlock. And every time I click on something, rarely ever do I get anything good. The most I've got good was alternate costumes. I always get some comic book work or some sketches and stuff. And that stuff good, but I don't care about that stuff. I want the alternate costumes and the other characters in the game. So I hate the hoops you have to go through to unlock the other characters in the game. And there's no reason why they should not be. Well, there's no reason why they not should be available from the from the get go. But that's the only thing I hate about this game. I love this game right here. Now for the next one. All right, hold on. There we go. Mortal Kombat Deception. Mortal Kombat Deception took everything that made Deadly Alliance good and made it even better. While gameplay wise is very much the same. They added, while the gameplay wise, they added a couple of things. Not only does this game feature different stages, but one thing I love about this game has stage brutalities. This game has stage brutalities, or what I like to call booby traps in each stage, where if you knock your person to a certain position, it depends on where you are. If you're there's a prison stage which shows all the other characters as slaves of Unaga and locked up in a prison cell. This prison stage. If you first off, it starts off in one of the prison cells, but you can knock the guy you can knock the guy all the way into the lobby of the prison cell. And if you get him close enough, you can knock him into some execution place where some thing comes down and squishes your opponent. You'll win the round right there. Or here's another one where you're on top of some falling cliff, or some giant castle, and you can knock your person off the cliff all the way onto some spikes below. I love the cool stage brutalities and bringing back the knocking the person to another plane trick from Mortal Kombat 3 in this game and making it look even more realistic. The person flies and hits a flip and lands in the other place, and the other person jumps with them instead of just knocking a person up and you jump on a new plane. Here they made it look more real life. Mortal Kombat was always better in 3D than in 2D. The old 2D Mortal Kombat games, while they're still fun to play, they just look incredibly cartoonish and fake now. This looks realistic. This looks even more realistic and scary, man. Then of course, once again, you have a small but a colorful cast of characters. Returning are Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Nightwolf, Cabal, Ermac, and and yeah, that's it for returning characters. When it comes to characters, you star as new characters include Cobra, who is based on Johnny Lawrence from the Karate Kid, and looks like Ken Masters from Street Fighter. You got Darius, from the realm of Cedo, who looks like it is based on Wesley Snipes' Blade character. He also reminds me of Raven from Tekken 5. But I think this game was before Tekken 5. So I guess Raven reminds me of him. And both these are my two favorite characters of the new characters. Then you got Ashura, my least favorite character. Just really don't care much for that character. Then you got Daru, who's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. He's awesome, but I really don't care much for him either. I like Darius and Cobra. The only thing I care about is Daru. I like his he has something to do with Darius. That's the only thing I like about Daru. And you also have And who else? Who's the last? I think that's it for the yeah, that's it for the brand new characters game. Everyone else in this game is hidden, including Zombie Liu Kang, Hotaru, and everyone else in this video, and Dark Raiden are all hidden, which is the only thing I don't like about this game. While they improved the conquest mode from the last game, yes, this conquest mode is actually an RPG mode, which you play as a new character called Shinjiko, where you're on a quest, where you're on a long life quest, going around learning combos, learning maneuvers, and gathering special artifacts for a mysterious deity that is later at the end of the game revealed to be the demon Onaga, the dragon Unaga. What's his name? Here's what I don't like about it. I wanted a full-length action adventure mode, or a fighting game, or a story mode where you play as all the characters. A fight mode with storylines like in Mortal Kombat 8 and 9, or an action adventure mode like in the next Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Instead, we get an RPG mode. I at least like how since it's an RPG mode, there is more storytelling instead of the lame hero journey mode in in the previous game, Deadly Alliance. But I hate this game because, first of all, all you're doing is going around collecting items and learning moves. Yeah, like I said, it's good that you actually get to see the story this time around. They actually have storytelling this time around, but I hate how you're just going around learning moves, and some of these combos are just really hard to pull off. You got to pull off, you want to advance. And once again, just like in the last game, unlocking the characters in this video game is a pain. Just like in the last video game, once again, you gotta go through this conquest mode, or go through the normal tournament ladder mode, and unlock coins, and get coins to unlock the other characters in the game. And once again, they give me a bunch of sketches, comic book artwork, and a bunch of sketches instead of what I want, and that's the other characters in the game in the alternate costumes. But I love the new storyline. Of course, it's revealed in an awesome cutscene in the beginning that no one survived, no one except Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Kano, Kenshi, and I guess Borai Cho survived the Deadly Alliance, and everyone was killed and resurrected as slaves for Unaga. Kenshi breaks Ermac free from Shao Kahn's control, and Liu Kang and Raiden is the only person left to fight the Deadly Alliance, and he fights Shang Tsung and Quan Chi and fails. But right before Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, after Shang Tsung and Quan Chi fight each other, Unaga comes and a new alliance is formed. Raiden, Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi team up to battle Unaga, and Raiden emits a powerful lightning blast that and seemingly sacrifices himself and seemingly kills everyone in the room. But Raiden later resurrects himself as a mysterious dark character, as a darker version of himself, Dark Raiden, with dark armor, with black armor, and he is fed up with the sins of Earthrealm, so he resurrects Liu Kang's body. He resurrects Liu Kang's body as a corpse, which goes on a rampage, slaughtering his Shaolin monks, his Shaolin monk brothers. And Liu Kang's spirit goes on a quest to try to find his body, and he does this with the help of Nightwolf, Ermac, and Kenshi. I love Ermac's new role as a good guy in this game. And Shinjinko, after Unaga deceives him on his quest, he later masters every style he can, and gets the artifacts, the Kamadogu, and uses it to imprison and him and Nightwolf use it to imprison Unaga's soul in the Nether Realm, something like that, Nether Realm, and Liu Kang frees all his friends and has a memorable reunion with his friends before slowly departing. I love the new backstory for this video game, and I love how they at least came up with some story mode to connect the story modes together, even though I don't like the story mode. Love the storyline, but I do not like the story mode. I do not like the conquest mode. Alright, well, that's it for Mortal Kombat Deception. Now time for Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Once again, there's not much you can do to improve. There wasn't much you can do to improve on the first two games, but a couple of things I loved about Mortal Kombat Armageddon was, first off, well, first thing I loved was Mortal Kombat Armageddon, the roster. They have one of the largest rosters of any fighting game out there. I think Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I think 2 or 3 are the only games that have more characters than Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Mortal Kombat Armageddon has one of the largest rosters out there. They have every character who's appeared in Mortal Kombat from Mortal Kombat 1 all the way through Deception. They have every Mortal Kombat character, living or dead, is back in this game to take place in the battle for Armageddon. I love the new story, which had one of the best opening cutscenes ever, which shows the good guys and the bad guys colliding in one giant war. I love the new storyline centered around the two new characters, Taven and Dagon, and was hugely angered that they weren't featured in the reboot. And I love the new boss character, Blaze, who was sent by the Elder Gods to kill as many fighters as he could to maintain balance between the realms. And of course, I love the new creative fighter feature, and I like the story mode. The story mode. This time around, we have instead of an RPG mode or a crappy hero's journey mode from Deadly Alliance, we have a full-length action adventure game similar to, this reminds me of God of War, but according to Wikipedia, this game is similar to the last Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, the beat 'em up. But this reminds me of God of War. This game reminds me of God of War. Love the new story mode centered around it, where you encounter every character has their own reason for participating in the battle of Armageddon. But the storyline is mostly centered around the main protagonist, Taven, and his brother, the main antagonist of the game and leader of the Red Dragon group, Dagon. And these two characters were awesome. I was so mad that they weren't featured in the reboot and had their storyline wrecking. But this was an awesome mode, and I like how this mode has every character, so I don't have to go through any hoops to unlock them. They still have conquest mode where you can unlock other stuff like alternate costumes and stuff, but I like how they have every character in the game. Of course, one of the downsides to having every character in the game is that everyone now pretty much has the same fighting style. You only get two fighting styles, a hand-to-hand combat style and a weapon style. Another feature I like in this game is, of course, the stage brutalities return in this game, but they also have a new fatality combo system called Killer or Deadly Fatality, where if you press front circle, if you press front triangle and you keep pressing front and the directional buttons all the way up until you press circle, you'll keep ripping body parts off until you take off the guy's head, decapitating him and killing him in what is called as a mortal, deadly, and killer fatality. Fatality. And I like how the fatality is easy instead of being like super hard. We have to press these complex button controls in the last games and like I said, so yeah, Mortal Kombat Armageddon is probably the best of the three Mortal Kombat games because they took what made the first two Mortal Kombat games good and multiplied it in the final Mortal Kombat game. And since this was the final Mortal Kombat game before final Mortal Kombat game of the 7th generation, they had to really make it good. And I thought they did a good job. I thought they did a good job. Well, this right here concludes my review, my short overview of the eighth of the 7th generation of the 6th generation Mortal Kombat games. I'm gonna do each of these individually in a minute. All right, I'm out.